We are jumping straight into a speedrun challenge today. No fluff, just pure strategy. We're going to solve a high-value 0478 computer science exam question faster than most students even take to read it. Let's go get those marks.
So, why do 80% of students lose marks on a completely basic CCTV data transmission question? Well, here is the harsh reality. If you read the scenario, write down Simplex, and just stop writing, you've just lost 2 marks. And honestly, that could be an entire grade boundary slipping away.
And this right here brilliantly illustrates the problem. On one side, we have this flawed, totally generic answer. It uses Simplex. But what we actually need is that perfect top-band answer. You see, the absolutely most painful mistake you can make in these Cambridge exams is identifying the terminology correctly, but then completely failing to connect it to the actual digital scenario. It happens all the time. So let's rapidly break down your core arsenal, starting with Simplex. This is a strict unidirectional process. Basically, data travels in one direction only. Think of a CCTV camera sending footage straight to a security monitor. That camera, it literally never receives data back. Building on that, we have half duplex. Now here, data travels in both directions, but crucially, absolutely not at the same time. We really need to emphasize that limitation. It's kind of like a walkie-talkie or controlling a remote robot. You speak, you say over, and only then do you listen. And finally, we wrap up our quick definitions with full duplex. This is where data travels in both directions simultaneously. Think about the bidirectional nature of a smartphone call, or maybe networked banking. The data is just continuously flowing both ways, with absolutely no waiting around. Now, there's this fascinating direct quote from the examiner's playbook. It says, generic responses rarely gain full marks. The answer must stay inside the context. And, this is exactly why ordinary revision, like just memorizing those 3 definitions we literally just covered, fails completely on Cambridge applied reasoning questions. You just can't drop a label and expect to get top marks. So the really crucial question here is, what is the single examiner clue that completely transforms a 1-mark answer into a 3-mark answer? Well, in just a moment, I'll show you the exact examiner clue that changes your answer completely. But first, you really need the framework that makes that clue super obvious. All right, let's dive into this framework. We call it the 4-prompt memory matrix, and it really acts as a secret weapon. For literally any of these concepts, you map them out across these 4 prompts. What is it? How does it work? Where is it used? And why is it better or worse than the alternative? If you answer these 4 prompts aloud, you instantly upgrade isolated facts into comprehensive, exam-ready answers. Now let's actually turn that matrix into action. Here's a structured solution path to systematically tackle any 0478 transmission question. Step 1. You identify the exact requirement. Step 2. Classify the data or the hardware. Step 3. Explain the sequence so clearly that another learner could easily follow it. And step 4, connect it straight back to the context. So let's apply this framework right now. Imagine a typical Cambridge-style school network example. The scenario is a school network is upgrading to allow simultaneous video conferencing between classrooms. Now notice the massive difference here. A flawed, generic student answer would just say, full duplex because it goes both ways, right? But compare that to a context-anchored top-band answer. Full duplex allows simultaneous 2-way video and audio transfer, preventing lag during the school conference. Do you see how the specific school scenario is woven directly into the reasoning? That is what gets the marks. Okay, let's escalate the stakes a bit. Here's a much harder, multi-layered industrial control scenario. Listen to this. A robotics facility uses a remote control. Data is sent to the robot, and sensor data is received back, but not simultaneously. Explain the transmission method. I actually want you to actively engage with this for a second. Pause and predict. What is the single most common wrong turn a student will make in the next 10 seconds when writing down their answer to this? Think about the trap we've been discussing. Let's see if you nailed it. A super common guess here is half duplex because it uses a remote. But here is the fatal error. The student named the device without explaining how it actually works, using vague wording and completely failing to explain the process sequence in the context of the robot's sensors is going to cost points. Period. Even if they guessed half duplex correctly. So let's close that open loop from earlier, that examiner clue you absolutely must look for. It's the specific data type and the consequence hidden right there in the prompt. Here is the perfected answer. Half duplex transmission is used. Control commands are sent to the robot, then the channel reverses to receive sensor data, preventing collisions. See, by connecting directly to the sensor context and explaining that sequence, every single mark is secured.
Now, to truly lock this down in your memory, a 3-pass revision cycle is incredibly effective. Pass 1, you memorize the definitions and contrasts. Pass 2, rehearse worked explanations and diagrams. And Pass 3, focus entirely on exam adaptability by actively changing the scenarios and mixing up similar terms.
And honestly, before you ever move on to the next question in an exam, run through this ultimate rapid-fire pre-submission checklist. Did you identify the method? Did you check the direction and simultaneity? Did you explain a process? Did you anchor it to the scenario detail? And finally, did you fully justify your choice?
But hold on a second. You've mastered transmission methods now, sure. But what happens when the exam forces you to pair full duplex with the exact correct security protocol right in the very next question? All of this amazing application is totally useless if you fail the paired protocol selection question that immediately follows it.
And that is exactly why this next explainer is absolutely mandatory to save your grade. You must speed run the next skill. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ace the Exams, at @acetheexams_IGCSE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. Jump straight into the protocol selection speedrun explainer next, and let's keep building those top band answers.